Hello, today I'm going to show you how I made that little clip you can view on my channel using nCloths. Alright, unfortunately my videos aren't in HD because I'm having a little troubles, but you can always view them in high quality. So to start off, I'm just going to create a polygon plane and scale it outwards, hit the 5 key to shade that, and I'm going to go up to the top here, Mesh, and click Triangulate. Next thing I'm going to do is go up to Mesh again and smooth that, but I'm going to hit the option bar. Now, if you want a more realistic effect, I would bump the division levels up, but remember that'll also increase your rendering time. So I'm just going to leave it at 2 for now, just to get a somewhat realistic effect. I'm going to hit smooth, and I'm going to convert this to nCloth. I'm going to go to nDynamics and right-click, select Object Mode, and I'm going to go up to nMesh, create nCloth. Now I'm going to right-click, select Vertex, and I'm going to select the 4 vertices, shift select the corners, and then after that I'm going to go up to End Constraint and select Transform. Now watch what happens when I hit the play button. Notice the middle drops in, which is kind of the effect I want. So I'm going to stop that and bump the time slider up to about 500. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an object to collide with that. I'm just going to create a sphere and pull that upwards a bit, scale it out, and I'm going to make this a passive collider. Go up to nMesh, create passive collider. The ball's not going to drop if you hit the play button, so in order to make it drop, you gotta create a gravity field. Now it should drop down. If you play it, you won't get a tear in the cloth. You'll just get it go all the way down, spring back up. So I'm going to create a tear. I'm going to do this by right-clicking, selecting Vertex, and I'm going to select a few of the middle vertices. And I'm just going to go up to the End Constraint and click Tearable Surface. Now, watch what happens when I play it this time. Alright, so the ball is going to drop right through and rip through the nCloth. Alright, so you get a nice tear. It's pretty realistic. You see the wrinkles on the side. So that's how you create a tearable surface, but if you want to stay tuned on how to create that texture I made, you may. So I'm going to reset the time slider here, and I'm going to create that texture now. In order to do that, I'm going to go up to the UV texture editor under Window, and it should be displayed. Yeah, there it is. Alright, if yours isn't displaying, you could just go to Create UV's Planar Mapping. But for now, mine's fine. And I'm going to, since I have Photoshop, I'm going to do this in Photoshop. I'm going to create a PSD network, and I'm going to save it on my desktop as Untitled. Alright, so you can change the size and everything, whatever you prefer. And you have options here to create a bump map, ambient color, but for now I'm just going to create a color for Lambert. Alright, so just going to click create. Alright, I already have that file. So that should be on your desktop or wherever you saved it. I'm just going to go back to Photoshop, click open, and there we go, there it is. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is get that cloth texture that I had. I'm going to go to Google Images and search linen. It should be the first one, top left. Thank you, Lacey Jane Prince, for the image. And I'm just going to save that on the desktop. I have it saved, so I'm not going to redo that. And I'm just going to open it in Photoshop. Alright, so now I'm just going to drag that texture over to my UV here, and I'm going to scale it up using the free transform tool. Scale it to the height and width of the UV, and now I'm just going to simply hit the save button, and I'm going to go back to my Maya scene and get the UV texture editor up again, and I'm going to click on my cloth here. I'm going to refresh PSD. Unfortunately, that's not working for me. That's probably because I have the save file wrong, but anyway, it should work for you. There's a little bug in my Maya or whatever, and once you did all that, hold on, let me try once more. Once you did that in Photoshop, you could just go up to Update PSD Networks, and it should display here. But the problem was that I didn't put it under color, so now it should work. I'm just gonna delete. Layer 1 here, and then resave it. Remember to drag it under color. That was my problem. And I'm gonna go back to the UV texture editor, and just going to refresh PSD Networks, and there it is. So you see I have a nice texture here. And for my video, I just made this transparent by going to Assign New Material, Lambert, and changing the transparency to 0. So now you have a nice little tear animation, and that's basically how I did it. Once again, if you want to render this, you can go up to Render Settings. This is where it's going to save. You can probably change that around, and I prefer using the Maya QuickTime movie. You can choose whatever you want. See how I got that tear? It's pretty neat. Alright, so you can go to Maya QuickTime movie, and basically from there you can use my other video, and you set the start and end frame. So that's basically how I made that video in about, clip in about 5 to 10 minutes. So now you can do it on your own. So please subscribe, comment, questions, suggestions, please do. Thank you.